Love what you do for work or leave what you do because you deserve to be happy. I was raised by a single mother. We were poor. I was never homeless, but I never felt far from it. We were fortunate to have family we could borrow money from whenever we had an unexpected bill, and this constantly reminded me that we were one incident away from not being able to make ends meet. My mom would wake up around 3:45 each day. Her job, being 1 hour away without traffic and 2 hours away with traffic, meant she was spending 2 to 4 hours in the car each day. And sometimes it was 6 to 7 days a week when she could get some overtime hours. The job she had paid minimum wage, which really never feels like it's enough when you have a child. And this meant there wasn't much left over each month to save, and every car repair and/or doctor's appointment wiped out any savings my mom could scrape together. She hated being poor, dreaded her job, and complained about her boss and coworkers being abusive to her. This too, I heard over and over. And when she wasn't saying these things out loud, her quietness and her depressive state were loud enough, and that said everything. As a child, this took a toll on me. I loved my mom, and I wanted to make her happy so that I could put her in a state where she felt good enough about herself to love me. So I tried to do what I could to help out. I avoid flushing the toilet when I peed, thinking it would lessen the water bill. I tried to eat less during dinner so she wouldn't have to spend more on groceries. And by the age of 10, I learned to often lie and tell her that school was providing a free lunch this week so that she wouldn't have to give me lunch money. In doing all these things, I found none of it made a difference to her mood, and that made me feel both helpless and guilty. And up until the day I graduated from high school, I watched my mom every single day succumb to this lack of belief in herself and this lack of belief that she could find a job where she could be happy and earn more. As grim as this story sounds, I'm thankful for her endurance and this experience in my upbringing, for it sparked a fire inside me to seek self-belief and happiness in whatever I chose to do and provide for my family. And what I found on this exploration was beautiful, for I learned that it's never about where you start in life that determines your happiness. For there are people who started with more meager beginnings than my mom and had greater barriers to overcome than my mom, who found and became joyful and fulfilled by what they did for work. At the same time on my journey, I found that there were people who came from families of wealth, endless resources, and higher education, who went to work each day with an absolutely dreadful attitude and spirit. How could this be? I was so incredibly thirsty to find the answer to this. And in my search, I found that there are 3 common things people who are happy with their work and income have in common. They have a fresh mindset, an honest perspective, and an understanding of their self-worth. In terms of a fresh mindset, they believe that today will be better than yesterday, and every day has a chance to be better than the previous day. This is not meant to look at the world and everything that happens to you through rose-colored glasses, because unfortunate things do happen, and they accept those things as they are. But they believe that tomorrow is a chance to improve on whatever situation has happened to them today. And progress leads to success in whatever they choose to do for work. Second, they have a clear perspective to see life and work as it is, not more than it is, and not less than it is. By seeing things as they are able to take action to make the most out of every opportunity in front of them. You see, when we make up stories about our situation being worse than it is, we fool ourselves into believing there is no action that can be taken, that it's gone too far, and that it's out of our control. When the truth is, in every situation, there's some action that we can take. So people who love what they do are able to act in a way that makes the most out of every single life and work experience. This perspective allows them to bond and create more friendships at work, recognize trends, acquire new skills, and bring creative solutions to challenges, while others often sit and sour over the changes in their work and organization. Third, they understand their self-worth. Their self-worth is not decided by what they have now. It's not decided by where they came from or how they currently compare to their peers. They've made a decision in their heart and their soul about what happiness looks like to them, and they are unwavering in accepting less and are at peace when it is met. So if they work in a place that is toxic, abusive, and unsafe, they leave it. They see the world around them, the millions of jobs, careers, and companies. There are more options now than there ever have been in our world's history, and they won't accept working at the one place that doesn't accept their true value and self-worth. As I look back on my childhood, I would have rather have seen my mom fight for joy and happiness in how she made a living and fail than helplessly accept what she hated doing every day. You see, everyone is someone's hero. My mom was mine. And in watching her take that job every day affected me, as it was my example to watch. If my mom would have fought for happiness in her living and sought alternatives, I would have felt as her son, I was on her team in the fight for happiness, not a burdening and guilty party in her agonizing life. It would have been neat to watch her navigate her way to something she loved. I've learned now that in not accepting what it is that you don't like, even if you don't have the answer, simply trying something different will bring you one step closer to the answer and to the place you want to arrive. Because every action that you take leads you to learn something that improves your position in the game of life. And every improvement in position builds confidence in you. And confidence paired with action are the two ingredients to greater success and living the life of your dreams. So I encourage you, if you feel like what you do for a living is draining you and it's not the life you want, you have the power right now to choose an alternative. If you are a parent, please remember your kids are watching you. You are their hero. If you are a big brother, a big sister, an older cousin, you are a sibling's hero, a relative's hero. And we all want our heroes to fight for good, to fight for the good for themselves, to fight for the good of happiness, joyfulness, and love. So go and have a loving day today.